What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back into JC's Pop Culture, where you can see all kinds of pop culture content with me, JC. Here today, we're going to just do a little recap of the WVU Dynasty. I'm sure you guys seen me running that, just doing the stream straight off the PlayStation. No commentary for those like I do for the Coach JC Dynasty. Just makes it a little bit quicker and easier to do for me, so I was able to breeze through year one there at WVU. So this is just going to be kind of the end of year recap, the awards that I won. You guys saw made it all the way to the national championship. Didn't end the way that I liked, but here are the award winners that I had at WVU as kind of an end of year recap, and the recruiting class that I ended up with to close out the year. And then I'm going to do another preseason, a kind of overview to look ahead to the next year at WVU. But we'll be getting back to the Coach JC Dynasty series here soon, now that we went through year one here in the WVU Dynasty series. If you're a fan of college football 25, be sure to subscribe here. Ton of content on the game and news on college football 26 as it starts to come out. Dynasty series here. Sometimes I do video showcasing plays that I like on the games for gameplay tips and such. Going to do one on RPOs here in the near future if I can ever get around to it. But, for now, enjoy the Dynasty series. The WVU Dynasty, the Coach JC Dynasty as well. Going to be getting back into that here soon. They're coming off a national championship win, and West Virginia had a national championship run. You can watch here on the channel. But here's a recap of the end of year award winners and the recruiting for that WVU team in the WVU Dynasty series here on JC's Pop Culture. All right, obviously season didn't end the way we wanted to, but I think we hit the recruiting trail pretty hard here for Neil Breezy. Like I said, not Neil Brown, this is Neil Breezy. This is how West Virginia will be ran if I was Neil Brown, and it's his alter ego, Neil Breezy. But we went out and got 98 speed wide receiver Santiago. Just going to highlight some of my favorite recruits here, some of these top ones. And Raul Wasser, a 90 speed quarterback. We got several athletes that can play quarterback. Let's start. I'm going to go through position by position just to give you guys the recruiting update of what the class looks like for WVU after they make it to the Natty in Neil Breezy's first season, but got to replace some pieces. Got a lot of quarterbacks coming in here. Like I said, all these athletes here from Cobbs, Johnson, Paul, Volk, and Raul Wasser all could play quarterback. I'd say probably 2 to 3 of them will end up at quarterback, maybe find another position for the other couple or so. But I'm probably going to do like a wholesale change at the QB position, just have the guys I recruited and other guys hit the bricks that can or are able to, and the game will allow me to. No offense to WVU's QB room in real life, but on the game, their speed's just not good enough for me in the system I like to run, unfortunately, really. Might keep Nico around at least, if nothing else. Like I said, here's the QBs. Also have these couple here, so definitely probably only two of these athletes will be moved to QB, and the rest I'll try and find another position for, because I do have these two guys as well. One a transfer from, I believe Dwayne Coleman was transferred from Army, and the other in high school recruit that was a 3-star gym. Running backs, didn't really need to add any because we have Jaheim White and C.J. Donaldson both coming back, but I did get a transfer here in Joseph Dodds, 90 speed guy. No fullbacks, but I did add a bunch of tight ends. That's how we're going to do the fullback and tight end position. Talked about the wide receiver Santiago, my favorite commit in the class with his 98 speed. Loaded up on tight ends. Going to do some switch outs there at the tight end position, and a couple of these guys end up at the fullback position potentially as well if I don't move Traylon Davis to fullback full-time. We'll see. That's kind of where I played him out this past year. Didn't really add a ton of offensive linemen. Didn't have a huge need for it, but I did get a 4-star center in Townsell who could be a good player in the future. So picked up a couple offensive linemen. We'll go heavier offensive linemen, heavier defensive linemen and such in this next class probably, because didn't add any defensive linemen either. 2 linebackers, both were transfers, TJ Thompson and Bo Tate. No corners, but we did add several safeties. Some of these guys will stay at safety. Some I'll use at the linebacker position. That's why I went and got bigger guys. You see 214, 220, 200, 219, 202. That way we'll see what they rate out as at the linebacker position when we go to position changes. And I will show you guys the updated roster after position changes and cuts here when we get through the offseason. The only other commit, Jamichael Britt, another safety, 219, could potentially end up as a linebacker. But that's the class as a whole here for WVU. Coming out, honestly, not the greatest first class, but like I said, it's only year one. And after a successful season, I think we'll have a much better class this year. But we still rank out around, where WVU typically does in real life, 37th here. 6 4-stars, though, we'll take that. Only 26 commits. And in the Big 12, we have a top 5 class. So not bad for our first class. We're going to try and have the best conference in the class and get into the top 25 coming up here. But that's where we sit after our first year at WVU. That's our recruiting update here in the WVU Dynasty series. All right, so there you have it, guys. Just a little update. Wanted to get into that, discuss the team as it stands now, getting ready to head into the preseason. And like I said, I'll be back to do a preseason update here in the near future as well on the channel. Like I said, be sure to subscribe here if you haven't already for more College Football 25 content if you're a fan of this game. And hit the like button. That helps a shit ton with the YouTube algorithm, helps us get spread out to more people. And throw your thoughts in the comments on the Dynasty series. What team should I do next? Do you think I should just continue the Coach JC and WVU Dynasty series? Would you like to see something else? Any thoughts you got there? Always appreciate those interactions, just like I appreciate you tuning into this one, and I will catch you on the next one.